KSI, lesser known as Crypto Scams Incorporated, received one tweet of criticism from a Minecraft YouTuber, and it's filled his massive forehead with more rage than Japan after a Logan Paul vlog. Dan sent out one tweet 2 weeks ago and hasn't said anything since, but KSI is still sending shots every single day. I haven't seen an overreaction this big since October 7. Now, normally when you're having beef with a Minecraft YouTuber, all it takes to win is one phone call to the FBI. Hello, FBI? Yep, it's me again. Check his DMs. He's been arrested? Problem solved. Unfortunately for KSI, DanTDM is one of the only miners uninterested in miners. What happened to this thing not being a big deal? Isn't this you?
That's what this whole thing is about. A lunch kit. There's way more crazier things happening in this world.
Yeah, hate to burst your bubble, guys, but what people eat for food is very important. Even MrBeast knows this. For example, children should be eating a balanced diet of prime, feastables, and ultra-processed pizza product. Contestants of the Beast Games, however, should sometimes get a hard-boiled egg, and if they cry on camera well enough, they might get their diabetes medication. Might. I'm Lewis Spears. Welcome back to Lou Review. Like, subscribe, and let's get into KSI's meltdown, shall we?
What, you're expecting an apology? Go touch some grass.
No one's expecting an apology, dude. They just said your bickies look trash. That's fine. So a lot has happened since my last video on this topic. You can check that out here. I mostly focused on the Lunchly product and the backlash that received, but now we're going to dive into KSI, Logan Paul, and MrBeast's response to this controversy, which has just made things a whole lot worse. But first, I need to address some criticism that I received on that video. Look at this. A few people are upset at my jokes. Your jokes are sick. Look, I'll be the first to say it. This channel is not for everyone. If it is for you, if you like these jokes, subscribe. If it's too much for you, go away and never return. But with all of this going down between my last video and today, we now have to have a look at the absolute crash out that KSI himself is having on Twitter about this product. And this massive fucking blowout that he's having on his own social media, a fight with himself, is all over, let's say it again, one single tweet from a Minecraft YouTuber.
What happened to YouTubers, man? Do better! Do better!
Is there anything worse than people that just don't really have a personality or anything of value to say, so they just scream and then laugh at their own jokes? Hang on, wait, I've described myself. Fuck. Fuck, I literally laughed at myself. Now I'm yelling. Shit. Ah, well, at least I don't have a big forehead.
The return of the sausages.
Fuck. KSI's first response, as we know, was to tweet out a bunch of products that Dan had sold, including a product that KSI himself has sold and called it crap.
Looks like crap to me while showing his toys that he sold to kids. How does this benefit your fans, Dan?
So at least he knows that what he himself is selling, he views as crap. That's a good energy to put out to your supporters who might be on the fence. No. Don't get me wrong, guys. What I do sell is crap. I can prove it because he sold it, and I think it's crap when he did it too. Okay, I just won't buy your products anymore, I guess. Now, as we go into the rest of the tweets, I would like to point out that he gets absolutely massacred by Community Notes, who pointed out that not only did he make a U2s, he also was managed by the guy who founded the company U2s. So he probably shouldn't be saying that his mate's company is crap. Tweet number 2, JJ points out that Dan promoted some lollies on his channel 9 years ago. Again, not something being promoted to school children to take to school for their school lunch. It was just a brand deal for chocolates and sweets, which everybody knows are not a meal, and it wasn't advertised as such, unlike the Lunchly product.
Now what?
Mr. President, I regret to inform you that a second Community Notes has hit the tweet. DanTDM posted this video on his third channel 9 years ago. He did not create or have any stakes in Munchpack. Brutal.
At this point, his fans imploded. They just didn't know how to react. Some just decided just to be racist.
Thanks for the free promo, pussy. Dan, DM me your bank details for the payment. Laugh my ass off. Again, this guy's trying to sell school lunches to kids. I feel like he may have gotten a phone call from a business partner being like, hey, dude, you can't You can't be calling people pussy on Twitter in relation to our product that we want to get into schools. It's not something that can really be done, all right? So that was deleted, which really makes you the real pussy, doesn't it? And now, a couple days later, again, because KSI is an excellent marketer, he decides to capitalize on this controversy to promote his new, definitely good song that's coming out very soon. Then he takes shots at tech reviewer Marcus Brownlee for the reception to his $50 a year wallpaper app, which, again, was not a compulsory thing to buy, wasn't marketed at children, and was just a paid version of a free app that he released for free. And also 50% of the money would go to the artist that made the wallpapers. I think it's kind of a cool thing. I would never in my life pay for wallpapers, but there are some people that would, and I'm always happy to see artists get paid. Tweet number 5, KSI sets up an entire website a couple days later called myapology.co.uk. You click on it and it takes you to a spoof website that just promotes his music and does not contain a real apology. It does, however, contain this.
And I've had a lot of time to reflect and really understand everything that's happened and all of my actions. And, you know, first of all, I want to...
God, the repeated fake laughing is just... it's just wild. And also, no one wants an apology. You know, no one is... This isn't a controversy because you've done something to offend people or make people angry. Again, this is all just people going, oh, look, shit, brother. Like,
I want to say sorry. I can't do it.
It's just like, dude, it doesn't look very yummy and it's not nutritionally good. That's all. That's fine. Like, no one wants an apology. So to be kind of spinning this into like, oh, people hate me and this is controversial. It's like, nah, dude, it just doesn't look very good and is nutritionally void. That's all. You don't need to apologize.
Hey, yo, drink Prime and eat largely, motherfucker.
KSI's videos remind me so much of Big Bang Theory. It's just unfunny jokes followed by a pause to insert obviously fake laughter.
Penny dear, why don't you shoot another silver bullet my way?
Get one yourself.
Ooh, somebody's been taking bitchy pills.
Also, I listened to some of the song and it sounds great, actually. I was ready to dislike it, but it sounds good. I don't know who wrote it. I don't know who produced it. I know it wasn't him. Whoever they are did an excellent job. Auto-tunes on point. It's good. I'll listen to it when it comes out. Not kidding.
Stay mad, DanTDM fans. Womp womp.
KSI's also talked about this on the Sidemen podcast, on a bunch of other videos, and all over the internet, and it's all over one tweet. Again, one tweet 2 weeks ago, which, by the way, Dan has not said a word about since. He said his piece, he said the product looked trash, and it's resulted in this massive public meltdown from KSI, who, by the way, these are not all the tweets, he also wrote this. I'm not the one complaining and crying on Twitter, though. You missed the point. Community notes. God, community notes, sometimes you guys are lame. Normally I like them, but a lot of the time they are lame. They wrote, DanTDM isn't crying. He's sharing his opinion. Yeah, look, okay, we know he's not literally crying, okay? We don't need a fact check, okay? I know that he's not crying. It is a tweet. They've got the Wikipedia definition of crying. Whoever wrote that, go outside, brother, all right? We can allow a little bit of hyperbole and exaggeration on Twitter, okay? It doesn't have to be Wikipedia, dude. We also had esteemed food critic Asmongold try the Lunchly and compare them to the Lunchable.
I can't even tell the fucking difference.
If there's one man whose opinion I trust on ultra-processed, very unhealthy food that is very high in saturated fats, it's my boy Asmongold, all right? Because you know that's all he eats. So if he says it tastes the same, it tastes the same. Or he's eroded his taste buds because of all of the other stuff that he eats. Look, it could be either or. I'm choosing the former. You can tell that neither of these meal kits are any good, though, because if they were good, the cockroaches that normally swarm Asmongold's desk would be all over them, but they're nowhere to be seen. And I don't think it's because he cleaned. How is this Asmongold video over an hour long? Scratch that. How is this video that I've made this long? That's even crazier. All of the recent comments are very, very negative. His own fans. You know you're cooked when none of the top comments are from your fans that support you. I came over here just to leave a dislike. That's cringe. Proceeds to do the cringiest fake laugh to hide the fact he's butthurt. This is just sad, I guess. I don't know. I hope the money's worth it. It's weird to kind of burn your reputation like this for cash. I don't get it. Couldn't be me. But, you know, it can be some people. Anyway, the Lunchly rollout has been somewhat of a disaster, especially when you compare it to the launch of Prime and Feastables. Combining them hasn't worked nearly as well. Prime had prepubescents overrunning supermarkets just to get a taste of their favorite YouTubers' most commercially available chemicals. And Feastables had MrBeast getting kids to perform free child labor in stores that they didn't even work in just for him. And I think it's because those two products made perfect sense for those two creators. You know, Logan Paul and KSI, they've got a lot to do with athletes and fighting and boxing and all that kind of stuff. So a hydration drink makes sense. MrBeast, he's all about kids. He's kind of like Willy Wonka. Making a chocolate bar makes total sense for him. But combining them to create a school kids lunch, you can just kind of tell it's just a soulless business opportunity for these two corporate identities, and that's why it's not landing like the other two products did. And look, despite what KSI and Logan Paul are saying, no one's upset about this. No one's angry at them. I think people are just kind of fatigued by the amount of shit that they're selling. The amount of promoting versus creating that these guys do. They're selling more than they're doing. And whenever anyone from any field does that, it gets kind of lame. Couple that with the product itself being incredibly unhealthy and targeted at children. It's just going to make people go, this sucks. Here's why. No one's upset. People are just like, dude, this is a weird, lame product that you kind of shouldn't be selling. It's not a good fit. That's fine. You know, people don't have to like it. People don't have to be indifferent towards it. If you release an unhealthy food for kids, people are going to go, that's an unhealthy food for kids. If it's true, you got to cop it on the chin. You're also going to get criticism if you hype up a school children's meal kit like it's the second coming of Jesus. I mean, have a look at this post that Logan Paul put on his Instagram that like it was going to change his life and mine and the trajectory of their careers. And then they kind of went with this weird fake FaceTime call to kind of trick people into believing that they just uncovered the secret on how to ascend to godhood, when really it's just putting a Prime and a chocolate bar next to a stale biscuit. Dude, this is so serious for what is just like a silly kid's lunch meal. I mean, look at these two. The next chapter. Two guys who definitely don't read books talking about chapters. And then like the shadow outline of MrBeast. That looks terrifying. Why does he look like some kind of monster that's about to walk in to frame of a horror film? That looks like the last thing Chris saw before they got fired. Just MrBeast disappointed shadow. You shouldn't have put that shit on your wall, mate. You shouldn't have put that shit on your wall.
Well, I have an idea, but I want to text it to you live.
Okay.
And I want to see your reaction. So I'm gonna text you right now.
By the way, this was posted like a couple of weeks before they announced the product, when it was like manufactured. Like you were expecting people to believe that you had the idea and 2 weeks later you'd manufactured enough stock of Lunchlies and signed the contracts and decided on the branding and formulated the product. Like these things are just so disingenuous. And I think that's why they're getting so much backlash for this, because they're announcing it like it's some revolutionary thing when it's just clearly just like a soulless corporate investor-led business decision because they have product synergy between their two products and their profiles. Like it's just a boring corporate business. It's not what people want to see from their like favorite YouTubers and influencers, and that's fine. It's not a big deal. Like it's just weird to get so upset that people aren't excited about your chemical-laden children's food.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. Like the guy's acting like he's just looked an angel in the face. It's beautiful, but it's also terrifying. Jeez, look at the acting on display here by Logan Paul. You can really tell why he gets cast in such brilliant cinematic films as The Thinning. What's that about? Your hairline? What's that about? Nikocado avocado? What's that about? My old jawline? What's that about? The rapidly thinning group of people who still have respect for you?
I think it's the next chapter, JJ.
Nah, people are going to go nuts.
Yeah, nobody really went nuts other than KSI himself. That's the only guy seemingly going nuts right now. Also, I know I've said this, but I just love how fake these like scripted FaceTime Instagram live calls are, right? Because let's say that this was real. That would just mean that KSI has no idea what's going on with his own business. Like Logan Paul does all of the business strategy, all the business meetings. He's been working on this with Jimmy for months and months and months. And then when it's ready, they just decided to show KSI, who isn't really involved with the business side of things. He's more just like a mascot to promote it in England. Like, is that what you want us to believe? Because you know what? I do. That does sound true. You know what? That's my theory. I'm sticking with it.
I'm going to text him.
Okay.
I'm going to text him and see if he's down.
Sure.
And if he is, let's run it.
Ah, never mind. They're obviously expecting us to believe that this whole thing was like organized in 2 weeks from the idea via text to getting delivered to the shelves and getting Jimmy to agree to it. I would imagine that Jimmy takes 2 weeks to respond to a text. The guy's that busy with his court cases at the moment. I don't know. That's why you're getting so much backlash for this, because it's so disingenuous. It's a product that you guys are only doing for money and you're excited about because it'll fill your pockets. And the entire promotion is fake. There was only one ad that Lunchley did that I liked, and it was with the Rizzler.
That's delicioso right there. That's Riz approved.
That's delicioso right there. That's Rizzler approved. Okay, I take it all back. I might delete this video. Lunchley's awesome. I have to buy a box now.
Have you tried Feastables?
So many. Oh, it says Feastables on it.
What's going on with the Rizzler's voice? They've got him saying boom or doom so many times he's going hoarse. I love this kid so much. My favorite thing about this ad is that it doesn't have the other guys in it. Unfortunately, Rizzler is the star of that Costco family, and I'm all for it. That's a great business move. It's probably cheaper than having the other guys, and you get the one that everyone's here for, the Rizzler.
Real cheese in that pizza, you know?
I love how they keep going, you know, there's real cheese in this thing that we're selling to children. Okay, that shouldn't be a selling point. You know that this is actually real food? Cool, man. Great. That's the bare minimum standard that there should be. That should be the bare legal standard that you should be legally allowed to call it cheese instead of cheese product. Like, wow, that's not a selling point, dude. That's just like, yeah, cool. You've got cheese in it. I can get that from the fridge, brother.
I love pepperoni. What I do to spread it out is...
Yeah.
Yeah, I love the Rizzler so much that I'm completely sold on Lunchley. God, I love the Rizzler. These are the types of ads you guys should be doing. Don't be talking like this is like a revolutionary product. Get children in the ads, pay them some money to be silly on camera, make the ingredients more healthy, and you have a winning product financially and image-wise. I don't know why that wasn't thought of. Probably because that would be a little bit more expensive and that would tarnish your profit margin, hey? Because this is just for money. Is a Rizzler wearing a t-shirt that's a parody of Zins? I love the Rizzler. But yeah, the disingenuous of the marketing and what they're implying the product to be, something healthier than the other ultra-processed foods on the shelf, which is like true, but that doesn't mean that it is actually healthy. They keep leaning on the health angle, which just seems disingenuous because it's like fine print, you know? Like, oh, we're technically healthier than this bottle of poison. It's like, yeah, okay, cool, but it's still no good. You tie that with just their massive track record of crypto scams, of, you know, taking money from fans without providing any value, not paying back people the millions of dollars that were taken from them despite promising to. Like, is any of this Lunchley money that's going to Logan Paul going to end up in the people that were victims of his NFT project? I don't think so. It just really screams hollow corporate business venture. And that's why people are unimpressed. I think that's what they're upset about. It's like they keep trying to tell everyone that people like me and their fans are mad. But I think people are just like thoroughly unimpressed and are just like saying, yeah, yucky, look yucky. When really they just wanted us to be like, whoa, you fucking put cheese on a biscuit? You should be a billionaire. What's upsetting is the three of them probably will be, because that's how you get there. Cheap products and providing as little value as possible while charging as much as you can. But not only that, the actual marketing itself is obviously very, very fake and disingenuous. I mean, have a look at this, where Logan Paul tries a Lunchable.
Lunchly versus Lunchables.
With Lunchly, you get double the amount of liquid.
Prime has no sugar added, more electrolytes, and more B vitamins.
Crunch Bar.
Whoa.
Feastables Crunch
Yeah!
Bar. Our pizza uses real cheese. Theirs, as it says on their box, is mozzarella pasteurized prepared cheese product. They can't even call it real cheese. Ooh. We're also 30 less calories, 3 less grams of fat, and 8 less grams of sugar. Turkey Stack'em. 310 calories.
230 calories.
21 grams of sugar.
Only 7 grams of sugar.
If you look at this...
Just quickly, I didn't mention this in my previous video, but if it's a kid's school lunch, less calories is bad. Like, children need more calories. Calories is energy. So if you're advertising that your food has less calories, that means less energy, all right? 210 calories is nowhere near the amount of food that a growing kid who's trying to grow their brain and become a full human need to fuel their bodies and minds at school. Like, that's not a good thing.
We'll start off with the Lunchables.
Bro, I'm sorry, that's trash.
I'm sorry, that's trash. Logan Paul on Lunchables 2 days before he completely contradicted himself on a second video where he said he loved Lunchables.
I want and always have wanted a fun lunch. I grew up on Lunchables. I'll admit that. We all have. I wouldn't sell something that I don't eat myself. And I wouldn't find myself eating a carrot, celery, apple slice lunch.
Grew up on Lunchables, likes eating them. 2 days before, they're the most disgusting thing he's ever eaten in his life. All right? It's just disingenuous marketing. And that's fine, but don't get upset when people go, hey, I think you're just selling shit that you don't believe in.
I can't believe it. It's like there are so many forces working against us to make sure we don't win, which is why we're going to work that much harder to make sure we do win.
There are so many forces working against us to make sure we don't win. Again, you're not a movie villain, all right? You're selling ham and cheese bickies. No, there's no forces. The man's sounding like he's in fucking QAnon at the moment. There's so many forces, all right? And I'm going to say who they are. And with the marketing relying so heavily on health and nutrition, but with the three of them not knowing enough about nutrition to communicate properly with nutrition experts and people who know stuff about health, you just end up with weird things where Logan Paul, guy who gets punched in the head and vlogs for a living, is going back and forth with an actual doctor who knows more about nutrition than he does and is just being so confidently wrong.
Community knows lies. I had a sports MD doctor on one of my tweets. Lie.
Logan Paul versus doctor. Who do you think will win? Spoiler, it's the doctor.
I had to correct him. I was like, bro, you're a sports medicine doctor. How you can't read?
Here's his response.
I have no problem whatsoever if Prime and these other drinks, but Prime especially with their marketing we'll talk about, was being marketed as just a low-calorie, tasty coconut water. That's what it is. The challenge is that it's marketed with professional elite athletes consuming it as this optimal hydration electrolyte beverage that is good for you when you're exercising, good for your health, good for your hydration, that simply don't hold up when you look at the science based on the actual electrolyte composition.
And that's not the only doctor who has an issue with the nutritional values of this food. In fact, we've got this guy, Dr. Mike, who says that Lunchly isn't even healthier than Lunchables at all.
It's clear Lunchly, just like Lunchables, misses the mark too many times to be considered meaningfully healthier.
And that's what this backlash is about. It's about people really understanding, because we have access to information and people who have actual expert opinions like real doctors and nutritionists. It's about people really understanding the difference between marketing and truth and pointing that out. These three are excellent marketers. They're incredible marketers. I'm talking about their product. That's good marketing. However, with a simple Google search or one YouTube video, everyone who finds out about the product can see that what they're saying versus the reality of the situation is completely divergent. And pointing out that an unhealthy meal for children that isn't even substantially more healthy than the other unhealthy meal for children isn't healthy for children is not people being angry at you or trying to ensure that you have a downfall. It's just the truth. And when all of these experts with good reputations who are known for generally telling the truth get stacked up against a guy who can't even keep a consistent narrative about whether or not he ever enjoyed his competitors' products over a span of 2 days, it becomes pretty easy to tell who we should be trusting. And it's not the guys that are trying to sell you something. At the end of the day, what these guys are really good at doing is marketing. Like, that's their product. They're selling to other investors and other businessmen and people who help them create the products. Like, what they sell to the people who are helping them build things is their ability to market whatever they make. They are experts at it. They're incredible. KSI, his presence is all over England. I mean, he has his own fucking chicken shop called Sides, which, by the way, when I was in England, I actually tried it. And you know what? Incredible. Some of the best chicken I've ever had. That's not a lie. That's true. Really good. The review. I got the chicken tenders. Here it is. Looks good. That's really, really good. However, 24 hours after consuming this, I felt like I was going to poo my pants for another 24 hours. And you know what? It was that good, I would still eat it again. But that's what you get with fried chicken, isn't it? You know, you might get a good meal, you might shit yourself tomorrow. That's the deal. And now you're all pretty much caught up. That's it. The latest thing is Logan Paul's girl just gave birth. Congratulations to you both. And he used it as an opportunity to promote the Lunchly, which I love. You know, that's great. See, they're good marketers, dude. That's funny. The balls on this guy to bring in a product he's trying to sell while his wife is giving birth. I feel like most men would get their heads chopped off if they brought a little bit of work into the maternity ward. But he's done it. He knows what he's doing. He's an excellent marketer. In conclusion, it's just a weird, lame product, and no one's angry other than them. They keep trying to tell everyone that everyone else is angry, but they're the only ones yelling. It's really weird. People are just kind of losing their trust in their favorite creator's ability to create anything worth partaking in, you know? Like, it just seems like they're just out making money for money's sake, whether it's MrBeast maiming people on game shows or Logan and KSI releasing nutritionally void products for school children. It's like, you know, these guys used to do things that were quite cool, and it's disappointing to see people that you used to enjoy watching lose the ability to make things that are worth enjoying. You know what I mean? Whether that's a product or a video or whatever it is. So yeah, I'm going to leave it there. I want to say thank you so much to everyone who's been leaving comments and liking the videos and sharing them around. The channel is exploding right now. We've gone, I think, like 250,000 views over the last week, just out of 3 videos, which is so crazy. The subscribers are going nuts. The views are going nuts. I'm really taking a big swing at YouTube for the rest of this year, and we're going to see how high we can take this. So thanks so much. If you're new, welcome aboard. If you're a returning viewer, I'm going to try my best not to let you down. I'm healthy. I'm happy. I'm excited to do more. I'm Lewis Spears, and I'll see you at a show sometime. Like, subscribe, talk soon. This one's even better though. You know what's even worse? These unknown YouTubers and their, look, I'm a gamer anime fan backgrounds. All newly bought items to make people believe, hey, unknown? What are you talking about? Yeah, dude, I'm trying to trick you into believing that I'm a Dragon Ball Z fan. I'm absolutely not a Dragon Ball Z fan. In fact, I've never even heard of it, all right? Who is this? Captain Gainu? What kind of silly name is that?